Oh, hello there. We're at Dover in the new Xfinity team. We have a 95 car. I have a really good setup here, and it's proven to be much better than I thought it would. I have a solid top 5 car. I just pitted early because I made a bad adjustment. I didn't have enough time, so I just opened the stagger on the right sides without adjusting the left side tire pressures. It took so long. Yeah, I was experimenting with using the default tire pressures. Loose. I was loose. I was giving a couple laps. Can't be as loose as I was before. But if I am, I have no choice. I gotta run this out. Because they haven't pitted yet, so that's why I'm 2 laps behind. But I was like almost 2/3 of a lap down, and I just kept sliding off up into the wall. And I said, we gotta stop the bleeding. As you can see, I got no goal, so where I finish is just a matter of points and such. And of course, we're going for a championship, but we're not going to win a championship with a 195 car. So we need as good a finishes as we can get. So this is how it should have been handling from the beginning, but I didn't have it set up like this, and it was slidey, which I gave to the lower tire pressures, but that's not any better. I did notice something that with the 95 chassis suspension, it gets tighter as the run goes on. No, it doesn't get less slidey, it gets tighter. So it slides from the front instead of the side. In the beginning here, it'll slide. It'll basically. I need to work on the cambers. The right camber is not right, and it's exacerbating my steering issues. So I'm hitting the curb a lot. Probably fix that with a shock change. Can't change a shock during a race. So I'll just take what I got for now and hope for the best. If a caution comes out, I'm going to be forced to stay out. I don't want to do that. There have been no cautions this race so far, so it's not looking like a wreck fest or anything. And there probably should have been. I almost caused a couple from ill handling. Now, what the issue mainly is it's fast. Yeah, it's pretty good. But in traffic, having to make the moves, it gets really ornery, especially as the tires wear and it gets tighter. So basically, you can snap the front, or you can snap the rear by, turning too much or too little or whatever. So it's kind of hard to, be very precise. I haven't driven it the way it's set up like this yet, and it was building tight, but it's still showing loose, and I'm a little confused about that. It must be the chassis. I guess whatever way, you have it leaning towards, a little snug or a little loose, with the lesser than 100% chassis, it just kicks it in that direction a little bit more. One advantage for this higher tire pressure is the left rear is more engaged. So in a way, it feels better. It's sliding. I get that a lot in my setups. It's basically neutral. It just slides. I get in there and there's no side grip, side bite. so it doesn't hold the lane. I get that. I was getting that especially in turns 3 and 4, where turns 1 and 2 were actually pretty good until the very end of the run. So we were in the ballpark. We're having a really excellent car, but I don't think we're going to get it during this race. So now let's see how well we can finish. I had 40 laps of gas left when I pitted, and these guys aren't going to pit for a while. I'm lucky I'll get a couple cautions and maybe get to change tires, get on freshies while they're on old tires, and maybe steal one. But ultimately, I just want to get back up to the top 5. I was running 4th. Actually, I was leading. I'd fire off well, and then I could see it was slowing down more than it should, which is probably the 95 chassis, and it was getting tighter. Once we hit halfway, it was hard to hold the line, especially in 3 and 4, and we were getting fast, usually all at once. They're running together. Good rule of thumb is, if you have a setup that's in a full fuel run that's no slower than a 23.6, you're probably going to win. 23.8 puts you in the ballpark. That's fast on all the tires there on an Xfinity car. So we're like slowed down to like 24.0, 24.1, and it's too slow. We're about 2 to 3 tenths off. How can you tell? You can't at the moment. Kind of like this. You can pick somebody, right? Oh, they're pitting. What's going on? Yeah, they're pitting. Okay, they're pitting. 46 to go. Too loose still. Let's see what happens. Still 2 laps down. Leader hasn't pitted. That's 23. Unit check. We're slow. We're getting fast. We're going to be hitting 3s and 4s. So if you get a quick caution after everybody pits, that would be ideal. Cautions tend to happen around green flag pit stops in all the tracks, even if they're not glitching like Daytona or Talladega. But the way this race has been going, we're probably not going to get a caution. I'm just worried about getting on and staying on the lead lap. I'm already 24 runs. Too slow. But I haven't really had a clean lap, but I'm too loose. I was thinking before, I think it was Tony Stewart that described Dover turn 2. It's like, yeah, here you go down the hill, and you turn 1, and you go through turn 1, you like bottom out, and then you go up the hill, off of turn 2, and it kind of like spits you out. And I finally experienced that when I was loose, because it was like I was spinning the right rear tire, and it kind of feels like like you're a kid on a big wheel trying to jump your big wheel on a makeshift ramp or pile of dirt or something. You didn't know exactly where it was going to land. Well, it's handling a little better. It's not any faster though. that fast and hasn't hit it. That's a little bit worrying. How fast these guys are on a freight train. 8 laps. 8 laps. Need a caution, need a caution, need a caution. Definitely no mistakes, and we're too loose to guarantee that. Now, one thing I do, if you've noticed, is I try to front load the right front tire when I'm loose. Like here, I get on the gas right away. You see the temperature on the right front should come up. It doesn't come up as much in 1 and 2 for whatever reason. Because, you know, 1 and 2 is the tighter exit, so it should, but it has a tendency to do that in 3 and 4, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, well, I'm back up to 5th, but I'm going to lose spots, so I'll be lucky to get a top 10 out of this. Let's see what everybody else is doing. 5-second lead. Oop, I'm pulling ahead, but look at that. Damn. Very squirrely. 2 tenths on Bell. So, definitely plenty of time for him to catch me. Yeah, that's 2 laps, half a second, so I can't get by this guy here. Wow, see, yeah, I just slid up there. See, I saddled myself with a steering issue, and I keep hitting the curve, and this slidey looseness or tightness, it kind of doesn't matter. I think it's because it's building tight, so it puts more pressure on the front. And since I have like 1 setting wrong in the camber, for whatever this car is now, I don't want to change it because it's easily fine in a 100% car. It's causing oversteering issues, and it shouldn't, but it is. So you notice how the right sides, they're 260 and 280, which is too loose. I don't know why, because I wasn't too loose the last time I ran this, but it builds tight. But evidently not tight enough for this car. So I should be running 3 tenths quicker than that now, but I'm not. And I'll tell you exactly why, because right here, see, it's spinning the right rear, so I'm not accelerating like I should. Also sliding around in the turns a little too much, so I'm slower exiting, so it means I'm going to be slower down the straightaway, slower entering, and then slower through. Kind of the worst of everything. But hopefully we won't go a lap down. Cole Custer is less than a half a lap behind me. He's on a third of a lap behind me. He's probably running mid 23s, and I'm running 24 ones, barely hanging on here. Very loose. This is why I just wasn't in the mood, to be honest with you. It's not a 100% car, so nothing I'm going to really learn by working on it too much. Oh, we got to get 28 laps to go. I don't need fuel. Just a little bit. I'm going way out on a limb here. I closed the stagger up just a tiny bit, but I dropped the tire pressures down because I was running 19s on the left before. I have really good gears, but I'm not going to pass it. You can here. If you're on the inside, you can. If you're on the outside. Now, in about 20 laps, they're going to be fast for me. So my best hope is to get out in front quick, and I've already wasted a lap here. It makes that much of a difference. I got nowhere to go. God, I gotta get past these guys. Brake. Keep the momentum up. I didn't even see if they pit it or not. If they didn't pit, I got a shot. If they did pit, I'm screwed. Wow, it just didn't turn. Yeah, it's turning. Okay, well I helped it, but it still got that loose off tendency. Maybe if I run full out a few laps, tire pressures will come up right. I can still see I'm 10 degrees hotter on the right rear. Not bad. Right in the pocket there. Keep it low. Slap. Oh, nope. Yeah. It's because I can't slide up, so I gotta turn it left, but then I get into John Hunter. So I get loose when I turn it too much. Okay. Well, definitely gonna have a top 5. We'll be able to get past Custer. There's the time to get past them and get a lead. It just burned all that up in my tires just getting it up here from what, 8? So I don't know. Okay, we got past them. So if you were paying attention and know if they pitted or not, you'll know my real chances. But if we can pull away, it's not going to hurt us. 15 laps running the same speed. 10. Okay, we're pulling away. Maybe they did pit. Maybe they didn't pit. Now I just gotta not make mistakes, which is easier when I'm running with no one in front of me, but as soon as I get in traffic, that's where all the problems start with the way the setup has been working. Perfect when you're by yourself, or easier to be. Get right in the pocket there, drive it. Just enough. We're pulling away. Now we might get this. But got a long few laps here. Almost hit the wall there. 12 laps. That's an eternity in we only have a 1-second lead. I can't afford to wait. I'm gonna make my way through these guys. Break and turn more. Staying high. Please. Okay, we're still pulling good. Okay, maybe they hit the traffic. We got a few laps grace. Maybe that's the race right there. I don't know. Left side tires and that black stuff. When we see we can move down, we move down. A little better exit, more speed down the straightaway. Inside, so we'll take the outside. That's okay. By him, we do the same thing, so we can make an easier undercut with more speed. We're going to come up in the middle of the turn. Should we go high? Let's try it. Yep, we'll drive it a little bit, but again, all this is helping us maintain and gain a gap on the second place car. Now, to the third place car, they're running like nose to tail probably, so if we let them catch us, if we screw up, we're looking at a minimum of third place instead of second. Attribute this win to the setup. Yeah, I know I made adjustments and whatnot, but I have a really good setup here. And when I have a 100% car over last season, it's the best Dover setup I've ever had in any of the series. In a 100% car, I'm trying to improve on it, but I don't work on stuff really unless the car is 100%. So this is essentially, I'll tell you what I did. This is I ran Dover Xfinity, or at least I prepped for my league. And this is I took the Heat 4 setup, put it in Heat 5, practice it, because it is a little different grip-wise. And I nailed that down and ran that race. I got wrecked out at the end or something. Part of why not racing league. But it was really good handling wise. So I put that back in here. And it's almost the same. It's some minor adjustments like cambers and stuff. And it's not those cambers that are the issue. I started with different tire pressures for the camber. You put less tire pressure in the camber is greater. So if you have a 3 camber with 40 psi, it's going to be different than if you have the same camber at 59 psi. So it's going to be less on the tire. But I also saw that tire temps drastically different. See, the left side here is where I want it. The right side here is a little high. The left side may be a little high. So I'm going to play with the tire staggers on this setup going forward. I know I already ran my cup here already, right? But we'll be coming back to Dover in the playoffs. Opportunity. And last lap. And maintain, pulled out, so they didn't hit. So another win on strategy, aided by a good setup. Yeah, so if you'll see here in the beginning, It doesn't show it, but I almost wrecked the whole field a couple times getting up there. I qualified fourth. I couldn't get the 2s I was hitting in practice, obviously until I got in the race there. But so I started off with 4s, which I feel that's what they were running. But I was able, you know, to get through the turns a little bit better than them. And then here, 26 laps in, this is where my setup started falling off. I actually slid up into the wall, ended up with fourth place, but I was same speed as the 5th place car and faster than the 6th place in line. So I was, you know, top 5. So I'm like, okay, that's good. And this is on the lower tire pressures. And just sliding, you know, if you use too low tire pressures, it tends to stay sliding. It's wiggly. And kind of what I was feeling, but I didn't adjust it. I wanted to run it more, and I just added, it was tight, it was built tight, so I added right rear tire pressure. I added a total of a pound, I think. And it helped, but it would still fall off. So I said, you know what, let me put it back the way it was. And then I didn't realize I could only get the right sides, which opened the stagger up too much and made me real loose. And the damage you see there, I got on the restart, on the, you know, for the start of the stage. Getting into turn 2, it just slid up, sliding. That's what I call sliding. That was a fun moment. The car was blowing up, getting to the pits. We were all coming up on them. Yeah, I slid up into them. It's my fault. Doesn't look, you know, it's so weird. It doesn't look half as bad when you're loose on the track most of the time. You can see I'm running 3rd place. I got 4th place right behind me. I was mostly losing spots. I was mostly losing spots because I'd make mistakes. There's one. It just, wow, very slidey, but I made the pass. I won stage 2. I remember winning stage 2. Hey, I'll take it. And then, okay, here, I start off with my right sides at what I had, you know, my best setup, but I couldn't bring the left sides up, so left sides were still default, 19. When you open the stagger like that, especially as the run goes on, the car gets looser. So, yeah. It was real fast on the start, but very hard to control in traffic. I'm lucky I started up near the front. And then here. This is when everybody pitted. You were with me on that already. And we're, you know, waiting for everybody else to pit. And this is, I guess this is coming up through the field. Yeah, 21 to go. So we started like 13th or something. 28 laps to go, 26 to go. Yeah. And that adjustment was good. It's still a little loose, but the adjustment was good. So yeah, it's still sliding up off just a little bit too much. But I have a better idea for working on it. The next time we're at Dover and the other 1.5 mile tracks, fast ovals. We nailed another one. I did not think I pulled this off, but managed it with the stage win too. Getting for this. Oh, 280. Excellent. See, our merch payoff went from like 100 to 134. Definitely cool. We increased our lead 5 wins. I know I shouldn't be really complaining too much with the way the car is, even though it's not 100%. But it makes a difference when you're driving it. you definitely know. That's one of the stats. Yeah, fastest lap, which is very cool. So I didn't lead most laps. Just led the most important one. So we need a lot more money going forward to get this Xfinity car up to speed. So yeah, see, we hit the wall a few times too much. Mainly isolated right door damage. Yeah. I don't know who you are, Steven, but I didn't mean it. I'd take anybody out. I love how they exaggerate like that. But that's like real life, isn't it? It both feels like that when you get touched and, you know, other guys, I'm sure. So what do we have? Kansas. So we got Kansas. So we had mixed week this week. Good run at Dover. We got 600 in the bank. 600 grand. Not really enough to do anything except flesh out the pit stops. But I think we'll hold on to that money because we need a lot more money to get the car up to 100%. We need 4 million for another car. But I think we're okay with what we have for the moment. But we need about the same, a little more than that, for to get the stats up to 100, 100, 100. So that'll be our focus going forward. So we'll hold on to the money, and we'll be at Kansas next time. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, questions, anything. And we'll see you next time at Kansas.